Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, my little Molly. Good morning, dear. I love you. This is Mark, aka the Ministry Dude, coming to you from Livingston, Tennessee. I want to continue on with our reading from through the Bible. Today is the 5th day of February 2025. I hope everybody's been following me. I really love doing this, and I love giving people information and insight on the Bible. So, without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Let me scroll back up here. I was reading this earlier. Jacob meets Pharaoh. Genesis 47:3. Joseph's plans and God's were the same, establishing Israel safely in Egypt. Joseph had learned how to get along with those who were different from himself. He was genuinely differential towards those in authority. He made suggestions and he had a good knowledge of the customs of the people. The Proverbs 16:31. The blessing of old age. An old adage is that gray or silver hair is an indication of wisdom. God's word qualifies that statement, adding the characteristics of godliness, and then it elevates his value to a crown of glory. What's that saying that the Amish have? Too soon old, too late smart. Just because there's what? Snow on the roof doesn't mean there's fire in the belly. That an old saying there, dear? You don't know? I thought I heard that before. Well, yeah, I got the wife. Hey, dear, could you make some coffee? Genesis 47:29. Joseph's vow to his father Jacob. Just throw me in a ditch when I die is a familiar refrain of our 21st century society. Placing little or no value upon the remains seems to be in vogue. Jacob placed great value upon his, as did the other patriots. Their place of burial was important to them. Our place of burial is very important. Whether we're buried in a casket or we're cremated or whatever, we need respect for our remains. People should always place respect on remains of people. Attend the funeral. I'm an ordained minister, and I've done a couple of funerals. I've done a few weddings too. Here's something from Proverbs 17:6. Children and justice. The important things of life are our family, children of parents, grandchildren of their parents. Moms and dads, grandmoms and granddads all know this. Proverbs 29:26. We may go to the extreme of seeking redress from the government for wrongs done to us. But if we go to God, he promises to be just, and he will be. Wait upon him to work it out. Jacob had no choice but to let God have his situation, and he was eventually well satisfied. Here's something from Matthew 6:34. Assume we knew all about tomorrow and that it held no bad omen. Just another normal day. That could turn our concentration on today into dreading tomorrow's banality. Or suppose it held some great exciting event. That too could sap up your strength of concentrating on today's responsibility, anticipation of tomorrow's excitement. Of course, if you knew it held great adversity, you would be inclined to dread it, thereby ruining the present day. And what of the things in life which we cannot understand? Don't dread what you don't really know is going to happen. It's just like if you have a court date, say you got a ticket, and the next day you got a court date. You're worried all night about it. What's going to happen? And you get there, and somehow the police officer to give you the ticket didn't show up, or something happened, and they dismissed the case. What a relief that would be. Or even if, say, that you got a small fine or something, or nothing bad happened, because you was up all night thinking, well, they're going to take my license, they're going to throw me in jail, they're going to do this and that, but nothing happened. So don't worry about what you don't know until it comes about. This is from Matthew 7:1. Libertarianism results when our standards are unrealistically low, leading to an anything goes standard. based upon the attitude that one is a sinner himself and should not pass judgment upon others. Relationships formed on this basis are not healthy because they force the denial of many central truths found in God's Word. In the greater context, Jesus is bringing up the office of a judge as it existed in Israel's society. This office went all the way back to Moses and runs through a good portion of the Old Testament. The judge sat at the city gate and decided the outcome of different disputes between people. He was one who would have been impartial. He was also one who would need to have a great deal of wisdom and discernment in order to correctly adjudicate. Jesus is telling us that if we seek to interject ourselves into the lives of others, the standards or qualifications for us to do so are very high. Can we rise to those standards? Must we not allow others to do so with us? Swift to hear, slow to speak is still very sound advice. Here's the thought of the week. The Lord has made promises, and he cannot afford to lose his reputation on you. Pastor Kenneth Good said that. Well, thanks everyone for watching, listening, and I encourage you to pick up a copy of Through the Bible and read through it. It's some great reading, and I know you'll get a lot out of it. You can follow along with us. We'll see you again tomorrow, and thanks for watching, everybody. Have a blessed day, everybody.